Yeah, I think so. Thanks.
You can thank me later, when we're safe.
Really should.
Come on! Get in! Hold on.
What the hell is going on?
I don't know. Hopefully they'll have some answers at the police station.
Wait, you're a cop?
Yeah, Leon Kennedy. You are?
Claire. Claire Redfield.
Live around here?
No. I'm looking for my brother. He's a cop too.
Well, it's a good thing we found each other. I don't know what to expect anymore.
Yo, what is up guys? It's Gamerverse back again here to do another review for you guys today, man. Today we are reviewing Resident Evil 2, the remake. I'll give you guys a brief overview. If you don't know this game existed, you must be living under a rock. But if you didn't, this game is obviously a big horror game that came out. And this game is actually a really good horror game, and it actually released a little bit of a while ago, a couple of years ago. I think it came out back in 2019, 2018. And today I'll be answering a question: is this game still a masterpiece? Is it still good? I'll answer that question in the video. And of course, if you don't know how I do my reviews, I go over a bunch of topics, and then at the end of the video, hopefully you will decide if you do want to play the game or not. And yeah, that's it. So without further ado, let's get into the topics. So first I want to talk about the story, like how well does it hold up today? The tension, the horror tone, is it still effective compared to today's standards? The game did come out like 4 or 5 years ago. And what is the story about, and how long is it, and is it timeless or is it just outdated? So yeah, the narrative actually does hold up a lot today. Like, the story is very well paced actually, and it holds up that very good tension and horror tone of the original, like the old one, like the official one that came out back in the 90s. I wasn't even born yet, but I did get to play it in the 2000s, PS1 era, PS2 eras. I had a PS2 and I did play it on the PS2, but this one is obviously a reimagining, like a reimagining of the story, even though it does have the exact same environment, like the police station. You got the sewers, and then obviously you got the lab section of the game. It holds up very well, and it actually has a little bit of a differences compared to the original one. I don't want to compare the original one, but it does have a lot of differences, but it still has that same story driven horror and tension, of course. So yeah, when it comes to the story as well, you get the option to play with Leon, and then there's another option you can actually play with Claire as well. Both of these characters have the same, okay, I wouldn't say the same, it is actually a different story overall, but it does go over the same environment. So in the same environments, different approach to the story. So if you play Leon's story, it's about the same time to complete, like it takes like 12 hours, I think. Claire's story as well takes also about 12 hours to complete. But the story and the atmosphere is different to a certain extent, but there's a lot of things that are the same as well. So expect to do a lot of things that you did with whoever you played with first. And of course there's a different ending, and the story holds up very well, and it's still very effective for a remake. But yeah, the game just actually looks really good as well, which we'll get into while I talk about the graphics. Let's get into the graphics. Let's talk graphics and performance. How well does the game run on modern PCs? 4K PCs, RTX, ultra settings. The visual fidelity, does it still look as good in 2025? And then I do want to talk mods a little bit, but in the same topic of graphics and performance. The game actually does run actually very good. It ran very good on my PC. I was able to play it on high settings, ultra settings, but I actually opted to go ahead and play it on normal settings, because I just tested it out. As you can see on screen, these are the high settings. But when I played the game, I just wanted to play it on normal settings for fidelity reasons, like performance reasons, because when I played on high settings, it was hitting like 40 frames per second. So then I just put it on normal settings, and it still looks amazing. As you can see on screen, it still looks really good. It still looks good in 2025, considering the game came out in 2019, 2018. I think the game actually also had a lot of graphical updates, performance updates as well. I think it's been like at least 5 updates since the game came out. That actually brings me to not my next topic, subtopic, mods. As you can see on screen, these mods that you can add to the game, like to make the game a bit different. You can add different characters to the game with the fluffy mod manager, which I use. But one thing I want to let you know about, if you don't read the description of the mods, I will put a link for all of the mods that you see on screen. I'll just leave a link in general in the description below. If you want to check out Resident Evil 2 mods, I'll leave a link below. You gotta have the proper version of the game for the mod. But the cool thing is, if you have a Steam copy of the game, you can actually roll it back to a lower version to make sure the mod works. There's a couple of reshades as well. Like, you can make the game look more cinematic. You can make the game look more realistic if you want to, with all of these reshade mods and things like that. So graphically and performance wise, the game is really good. Capcom did really well. If you don't know who Capcom is the people who developed the game. They developed the older games as well. They did a really good job in terms of the graphics and performance. This game still looks like a PS5 game, considering it kind of released. I'm not sure if it did release on PS5. I didn't actually have a PS5 when the PS5 came out. I'm a PC gamer, so but even today, like, if you look at it side by side compared to a PS5 game, it actually still looks like that could be a PS5 game. So yeah, that is it for graphics and performance. Next, let's talk sound design and music.
I'm not gonna hurt you.
I said don't move.
I'm just passing through. I'm gonna ask you to lower that weapon.
I tell you what, you're gonna turn around, go right back out the way you came in.
I think your daughter needs help, sir.
Don't tell me how to deal with my daughter.
Drop it.
No! Wait!
Step aside. We need to terminate her before she turns.
Terminate. It's my fucking daughter.
Ada. Just let them be.
Impact of the audio on the horror of the game, like the horror immersion, these infected people coming at you. You want a decent soundtrack to playing in the background, and there's a lot of use of like silence also, and the music only comes into particular parts of the game, and the jump scares in the game, which there isn't a lot of, but there is a couple. Like there's a lot. Not too much, but enough to make you jump and feel scared. Voice acting quality was really good. Like, these voice actors, Leon's voice was really well done, I think, and also Marvin, the guy in the police station that you meet first. And then there's another cool characters like Ada Wong as well. Her voice was well done. Claire's voice, decent. I didn't have a problem with it. So yeah, they did really good at the voice acting front also, and the sound design and the music was very well done, and it still holds up really compared to titles of today, I think it does really hold up. But yeah, that is it for sound design and music. Let's talk gameplay and combat mechanics. So gameplay is your basic gunplay, but it's really cool in terms of like reaction time and the way the guns react, and and there's obviously survival mechanics, and it is still very satisfying all these years later. Actually, like the inventory, of course, you got to manage your resources. It's still refreshing, and it should actually be dated because I mean they used the exact same inventory system in the older games, but it's just revamped to a certain extent, and it is still very cool. The puzzles are still engaging. You got to complete these puzzles, which can be difficult sometimes, so no shame in looking up a YouTube video how to do it. But I mean, back then when the game came out, like the original one came out, there wasn't YouTube wasn't around, and you didn't have YouTube to look it up. Nobody was doing tutorials and walkthroughs of Resident Evil, so you got to figure it out yourself. And I think there were like a couple of forums online, like where you could get it. But other than that, you had to keep your smarts about and be smart and figure it out yourself. But the puzzles are very engaging. Like I said, some of them can be difficult, but you just gotta get in there and put your mind to it. The gunplay is obviously one of the best gameplay mechanics for me. I love the way the guns work, the way you shoot, even like the way the enemies or the zombies, the way they can be dismembered. Like you can shoot the zombies like head off clean, and you can shoot their legs and things like that. And just the gunplay is very satisfying actually. Very satisfying and very well done in terms of like the animation. The animations are really cool too. So yeah, that is the gameplay in a nutshell. That's the gameplay in a nutshell. So now I do want to talk a little bit about the DLC. Let's talk DLC. There is obviously extra modes. If you guys haven't heard about it, there's extra modes. Even though you can play the story, the original story, you can play 2 times with 2 different characters. There are extra modes and bonus content stuff that you can take a look at. I'll talk about the bonus content stuff first. With the bonus content stuff, you get like these concept art that you can look at, and you can get these character models where you can actually take a look through and do whatever, look at the character models and put different clothes on, whatever. It's quite interactive though. You can play animations of these characters while you are viewing them in the model viewer. Yeah, so that's just a little bit of bonus content stuff that they added. And for the DLC, there is Ghost Survivors. There's a couple of modes in Ghost Survivors that you can play, but just keep in mind that these modes aren't like fully. There's a little bit of story to it, how it ties into the game, but there isn't like, it's not like a huge type of chunk of a game that you play. It's like most of the modes are like 10 minutes or less. I feel like it's actually more of a challenge to complete these modes, but it's not fully fleshed stories. It's just a particular mode where you can play like for 10 minutes or 20 minutes, where you can go on a particular mission and complete particular or shoot particular zombies and just get to the end in a specific time frame. You got like 20 minutes to complete, 10-minute time frame, I think. And yeah, these aren't like fully fledged stories, but it's still quite cool to see these different modes and see how it ties into the main game, and it was still quite fun to play. Compared to modern survival horror games, Resident Evil 2 Remake really compares to like Alan Wake 2, maybe even better than this Callisto Protocol game that I've been hearing about, that I heard about but I never really played. The game actually still has a really good standard, and I would recommend you guys play the extra modes as well, just to get enough from the game and to get all of the juice out of the game, but yeah, that is it for DLC. Now I want to talk final verdict. Is it still a masterpiece in 2025? Yes, definitely. The game is still really good. Still considered one of the best games I've ever played. Who should play it today? Horror fans, new players, returning fans. I think all of you guys, like horror fans, if you're a fan of horror, if you're a fan of if you're a fan of the series, like Resident Evil in general, definitely. And a returning fan, if you haven't played the game in a while, maybe you haven't played the DLC, or maybe you haven't played with as Claire, you can definitely jump into this and have a blast. So especially if you're on PC, you can always add mods, make the game more interesting, make the game more fun. These modders out there, they are so creative, man. Don't forget to check the link below to check out the mods. But yeah, these modifiers are so talented in what they do. Obviously, it does take a lot of skill being able to rip particular things from particular media and then add it into a game. It's not easy, but I mean, they do it, and you can get it. Some of these mods are paid for, but one of the best, like the best mods, are actually free on the link in my description, so go ahead and check it out. So is it worth your time and money? Definitely worth your time. And in terms of how much you're paying for it, the game has been out for like 5 years, 6 years, so you won't be paying that much for it on Steam. On the PlayStation Store, on Xbox Game Pass, you won't be paying that much for it. I'm not sure if it's on Game Pass, but it's definitely on the Xbox Store, and you won't be paying that much for it. Honestly, I don't think you would be. So yeah, definitely worth your time and your money in 2025. Yeah, but let me know if you guys enjoyed this video by liking the video, and of course, if you have any questions or whatever you want to let me know, drop it in the comment section below. And of course, guys, the final score for this game is gonna be a solid 8 out of 10. A solid 8 out of 10 for Resident Evil 2 Remake on PC. And that is the end of the video, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. I've been Gamerverse, and of course, if you don't know my channel, go ahead and subscribe. Check out all my videos on there. I got a couple of videos out on my channel. Appreciate your time for checking out the video. I've been Gamerverse, and I'll see you guys in another video.